Welcome. I'm Joe Kelly, and this is the Grindstone Circle, where lifelong brothers share unfiltered conversations about manhood, fatherhood, relationships, grief, growth, legacy. Nearly 20 years of friendship forged in life wins and wounds. This is where authenticity is expected, growth is required, and iron sharpens iron. I'm great to be here with some amazing men that help create and make me the man that I am today. I want to introduce you to Trail.
Hey, Joe, man, I appreciate that. Like Joe mentioned, I'm Trail from Lake County, Florida. I'm a husband, a son, father of two boys who keep me up all day, all night, keep me going. I'll tell you one thing, I learned about life the hard way, and I can't wait to dive a little bit deeper so you all can understand the brotherhood that we actually have. So I look forward to it. Appreciate it, Joe.
Awesome. We're going to go next to G. Scott.
Appreciate that, Joe, man. Grateful and thankful to be a part of this brotherhood, first and foremost, but also this podcast where we're going to share our experiences and our knowledge with you. Knowing Joe the better part of 20 years. I am a father, a husband, a son as well. I have 3 beautiful children and a wife that I've been married to for almost 20 years, which is unheard of in most instances for individuals that look as young as we do. But once again, just very grateful and thankful for this opportunity, and really looking forward to just building this connection, man, and getting this information out here to the people, and continuing to grow and sharpen iron with one another. Thank you, Joe.
Awesome. And second to last, we're going to go with E.J. Giroux.
What's going on? So, E.J. Giroux, a.k.a. Earl, as you will hear a lot of these guys call me. Father, coach, educator, lover of life, been through some things, former military as well. I'm glad to be here, glad to be a part of this brotherhood, this bond, this podcast. And I'm glad, super excited that we even got this thing started. So there you go.
Awesome. And then lastly, me, again, Joe Kelly here, father of 4. I've been married to my wonderful wife for over 11 years. Currently embracing a transition, which I'm super excited about, which you'll learn more about that throughout this process of our podcast. But had the pleasure of knowing these gentlemen and growing with these gentlemen over the past 20 years. And this is going to be something amazing that we want you all to enjoy. So again, this is where authenticity is going to be at its peak. So if the jokes are flowing and the seriousness is flowing and the tears are flowing, this is all authentic, and we're going to be ourselves so that we can help the future generation of leaders and the future generation of men. Okay. So fellas, we're going to jump right into this thing, and we're going to go to our first question. And the question is, why did you choose the woman you married? All right. Now, who want to take this question on first?
Not me. Nope. No, we're not doing that.
I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead.
Please let it be somebody else.
I'll go first.
Okay. So answer that question for me.
Yeah, so the first thing that I really want to point out too, and maybe it would be something that we could each kind of touch on in different spaces, but I feel like each of us found our partners or began our relationships with our partners at different phases within life. So, for example, Raquel and I met in high school. I met her my last year of high school. Well, actually, like almost transitioning into college, and she was becoming a senior. So we met in high school. Joe, I'm not 100% sure if you and Elise met in graduate school or undergraduate, and then Earl and Jerome and Trell as well too, if you met your significant others in undergraduate. But I just thought that was really interesting when I started to kind of mull over and think about the questions that we were covering, the fact that we kind of met our partners in different phases of our lives. A point that was very important for me, and my wife's always expressed this to me in the time that we've been together, was she told me when she was young, like 16, 17, she was keen on having a family. She wanted a family. And she did something that I think is very important, and something that a lot of young women, men too, just people looking to get into relationships should begin to do, because it yields positive fruit. She said she prayed for a husband, right? And I'm big on the Bible, right? The Most High, right? Like he's at the center of of everything that we got going on. And while I may not be perfect, it's not lost on me that everything comes from him. So she prayed for me, and I found her. You know, the Bible says a man that finds a wife finds a good thing. So I found her based on the prayer that she put out. And while we have had challenges and obstacles, I'm a firm believer that life is nothing more than overcoming obstacle after obstacle. And we've been able to do that together beautifully, you know, suffer beautifully, live beautifully together for the better part of the last 20 years. But I would say that she prayed for me, and God made that happen. So I can't even necessarily take credit for choosing my wife, man. It almost felt like divine intervention. We dated a few weeks when we were in high school, and within like 2-3 weeks, man, I was taking her to Leesburg to meet my grandma, my granddad, and I was telling them I was going to marry this girl, and I was just very, very serious and invested from almost the moment I met her.
So you were pretty whipped early on. Is basically what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Yes,
Bro,
sir.
my nose, before I even
he
get
was.
there,
I remember
you know what
that.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
My nose was wide open. So, and that's another thing too. You know, like the infatuation. It wasn't just like a physical thing. You know what I mean? I was drawn to her spirit. I was drawn to her heart. I was drawn to her intellect too. I'm a little bit of a sapiosexual myself, so I like a smart woman. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily want a woman that's going to lay down and submit to me. I want a woman that's going to challenge and help to strengthen the man and the character that I have. You know, and you don't necessarily get that from individuals that just submit. You know, I needed a partner. I needed somebody to help me to build myself out, and she was that and then some.
Awesome. Okay. All right.
Hey. She prayed for the man that you was gonna be.
Amen.
She knew.
Facts.
She, you know, let's keep it totally 100. I got to make sure of that, because, you know, when she, you know, as far as when she met you in the what you see, I'm about to try to start using big words like you, man. You dumb the words down, bro. Golly, you talking all big and stuff like that. We try to be real, I remember when you started when I met you, man, and met all you guys. And I tell you what, Jojo, the man that you are now is what she prayed for. The man that she's been through the fire with is what she prayed for, and the man that you became is what she prayed for. Real talk, man. Real talk.
Blessings, bro. Appreciate that, bro.
For sure.
You said something that stuck out. Sorry about that. You said something that stuck out to me. Once you start to bring that woman around grandma and mama, it's on.
Ooh,
yeah.
It's different. It's different.
So it's interesting. You said that, and I'm gonna jump the gun here really quickly, because it's funny when I met Elise, and you guys kind of know the story. When I met Elise,
wait, hold on, whoa. You always taking a spot that's not supposed to be taking your spot. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
it's important.
Your turn is coming. What is the order of what we're on? What's the order? Because what you finna do is you about to start telling the story.
Go ahead. You're right.
No, it's not my turn. It's not my turn. It's Trev's turn.
It's on you, Trev. Go ahead. My bad.
It's the first episode.
My bad. Go ahead.
Stealing people's solos. We're gonna talk about that. Make sure we talk about how you stole my solo. Go ahead, Trev. I'm sorry.
No. You good. I mean, Jojo, now you got me thinking. You know, when I think about, so my wife and I, we've been together, actually been married over 11 years, going on 12. But I'll tell you, we met back in high school, and we didn't even know it. And that's the interesting part. So, you know, we all are part of the church, AME, and, you know, we'll get different youth groups together, and we will, you know, travel to different areas like Jacksonville, Orlando, do these different, you know, these church events, and we will always pass each other, but never really knew it. And it's almost like God was like, okay, not yet. All right, I don't want you guys to know each other yet at 17, at 16. The interesting part, you know, once we got together and we would look back at old pictures, and I'm in the background. You know, we in the same spot, in the same area, in the same church, on the same, you know, at the same pool event for the kids, and I'm in the background. She's in the background, and we looking like, I can't believe he held us back all these years, but it was perfect timing, right? Mm-hmm. Because we met I was 19, she was 20. And I'll call it that, you know, she wasn't just, you know, love, she was more so the direction that I needed. Like I mentioned, you know, I found about life hard, right? And in many different ways, and we'll jump into it, but it's almost like, you know, God said, okay, not yet, but right when he was about to hit rock bottom, boom, there we go. Now I'm gonna make sure you guys open up your eyes a little bit, know who each other were, and it was seamless. right? And that was almost 16, 17 years ago that happened. So the interesting part is that, it wasn't that, I chose her or she chose me. I feel like it was just ordained by God to where it worked. And God said, okay, not then, but now. So that's kind of how we came together.
That's beautiful. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. I love that, man. I love that, man.
I think it's awesome because a lot of times you don't know what's right in front of you, right? Like understanding that, and Anton, he says it all the time. He's like, most of the time you pass by the person that you should have married in high school, right? And that's a similar scenario for you, where it's like you knew each other or you knew of each other, and God kind of preserved that relationship until you were ready for it, right? And here you are. So that's awesome.
I remember, honestly and truly, I remember Trail when we was at our first school that we was at, my last school, but y'all left me. But he used to always say though, he was like, man, I'm gonna go to Tallahassee and meet my wife. And it's just amazing. You know what I mean? It's amazing how he met his wife, but he had already met his wife. He just didn't know it. But he knew that he needed to go somewhere to find his boo thing. And
I think he was gaslighting you, bro. I think they met in the city, and he was going to Tallahassee to follow her. I think that's what happened. That's my story.
I wish that's what happened. Hey, because I would have left a year earlier.
See, I see this podcast is going to bring up a lot of my traumas right here, man.
That's okay,
I'm
man.
telling y'all that right now. Y'all just left up, and we'll talk about that later, I'm sure. So,
all right, EJ, you want to go next?
I mean, let's the elephant in the room. Obviously, I'm not married, so do you want me to go next, or do you want to go ahead and tell your love story, or do we not want to end on a bad note? I don't understand. Even though I don't think
it's not a bad note. I think understanding your journey is important, right? So why you chose her is important, right? So I think it's a great opportunity for you to share that side of your path and your journey.
Now you're right.
I'm always right. What are you talking about?
and that's the problem. See now, okay.
Go.
I'm not gonna give you this. The question is not about you right now. It's about what's going on. Anyway, but you know what? I think honestly, I chose a path in my life to leave New York and go to a small town in Lake Wales, Florida. And having the unknown. If I don't have Lake Wales, Florida, I don't have y'all. I don't have my kids. And when I met their mother, who I did marry, I chose her because she was different. She was someone that was away from my norm, right? We're from two different totally backgrounds, but we found we had a commonality in how we were approaching life at the time. Both of us were junior college transfers, so we were older than everybody else. So there was a maturity with her that I didn't get with a lot of girls, with any of the other girls that I was talking to at the time, especially at the school. No disrespect, but everybody was young, and I was kind of transitioning to being like the real old head on the school. So, but obviously for me, I married her because she felt right. God pointed me in that way. I mean, to be honest, at this point in time, we got married and we got together to make sure that Aiden and Emerson was here. And that's my sons. For the people on the outside, that's what we got married for. That's why we got together. It was just I to this day I just feel like that's why we was together. They needed to be here. So my sons are going to be amazing because God felt it right for them to be on this earth. So that's why, Um, I guess that's what it is, man. It is, you know what I'm saying? I can't really pinpoint what it was, to be honest with you. You know, I knew I loved her. I knew I knew uh, that we had something special. I knew that at the time that we'll go to bat for each other and go to war for each other. Um, at the time, she had my back, I had hers, uh, and that's what I was looking for. You know, that's what I was looking for, man. And you know, and even to this day, but the main thing is to make sure my sons was here. Period. Like, you know what I mean? Make sure my sons was here.
Hey,
And
I already
everything
knew why you choose it, man. I was trying to figure out where the hell. Oh, my bad. I was trying to figure out where Earl was, man. Hey, he was getting ghosts that night. We could not find him. And where Earl at, man?
That's
Earl
not why I married her, though. That's not. I mean, you know, I had to get away, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all was, yeah. Oh man, yeah. But no, yeah. I was. No, it was at that time, man. You know, obviously being from New York and being away, I had y'all. You know what I mean? I always had y'all to turn to, but I just needed. I needed a different outlet. You know what I'm saying? And now I know why I need another outlet, because y'all just up and left me right after that semester. I was like, what is going on? But I needed another outlet, and she was at that outlet and more. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say she wasn't special to me at the time, or whatever like that. I'm not that dude. I'm not gonna be that dude. But I just need to get away, and that was provided. But I found like a true friend. You know what I mean? And even though we go through our little BS, that's still my friend. Whether we going through something or not, that's still my friend all day long. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. Everything happens for a reason, man.
Facts.
Everything happens for a
Facts.
reason. Sure. So I'm gonna go and kind of give you guys know the story on how me and baby girl met.
I actually don't. I don't know. I'm still
you
trying to
don't know
figure
the
out. I'm
story.
trying to figure out why she chose you. But
whoa.
That's not the question, Earl. That's not the question.
My bad.
Brief synopsis of how we met. Got out of a really bad relationship, really bad breakup. Heartbroken, right? Moved back home. Was locked in on myself, on my health, and getting in the gym every single day. Met this cool, beautiful woman. Kind of took it really slow, and we drafted a contract, man, and we were inseparable ever since, right? And that's kind of like the Reader's Digest version, right? The Spark Note version for all you millennials out there. But the reason I chose her, and it's a very simple reason. The reason I chose her because I needed her. I needed her to be the man I am today, right? I believe God placed her in my life at the time that I needed her the most. And it wasn't a scenario where I needed her financially, or I needed her, to pick me up off the ground, but I needed her to build a life and find the purpose that I needed in life, right? She was an amazing woman. She was grateful enough to give me 2 amazing sons who were awesome. She helped me in ways that no other person has been able to help me and mold me into the man I am today. So I believe everything happens for a reason. I was very adamant about certain things, and you all know my grandfather is my superhero. So him being married to my grandmother for over 60 years, right? That was my blueprint, right? My uncles who were still married to this day, like they were my blueprint. So I went into it understanding what it is I needed to do and how I needed to treat a woman, but to take it to marriage and build a life, it was like she did everything I needed. She checked every box on emotional intelligence, logically thinking. She was very feminine. She was very sweet and soft. She understood my personality. She was able to accept me for who I am and everything that came with me. Kind of like when I was kind of trying to jump in earlier when JoJo said that, his wife met his entire family, met grandma, met grandpa, everybody early. Our second date, she met my entire half of my family, right, on the Johnson side. Like she met everyone, cousins, aunties, everybody. It was like, look, this is me unfiltered, right? Are you down or not? There's no smoke and mirrors. There was nothing. This is who you're getting, right? The unpolished version, the raw version. Are you ready for this? And she's like, yes. Like, I think you're the one. And I was like, awesome, because you're gonna make me an amazing man. And I believe I am that today, with amazing family, an amazing wife, amazing sons, amazing friends on this panel with me today. And that's the reason why I chose her, because she is what I needed. She's what God sent to me. And ever since I met her in Fort Lauderdale, we have been inseparable. So that's my rock. That's my Rhea right there. So that's why I chose her, because I needed her in God.
Hey, bro, you just kind of like glossed over something that I think that people probably have questions about, man. And you tend to do that too, man. You'll say something big and then just like gloss over it like you didn't say that. Like, he started out, he was like, oh yeah, I met this beautiful young lady, and then we drafted a contract and we've been in separate. You're a real literal person, bro. Like, did you sit down and like draft a contract for this female to sign, bro? Like what did you mean by what is the contract, bro? Expound.
Okay, that's
that's a good question, man. I want to know all about the contract, bro.
All right, so that's a good catch. That's a really
this dude was trying to sign her like she was trying to sign into the league,
like an NDA or something. You know what I'm saying?
So when I say we drafted a contract, so initially when we first met, and I know this is gonna sound kind of crazy when I tell you this, but I wasn't interested in her. It wasn't a thing where I was trying to pursue her on any level. I thought she was gorgeous and beautiful, but I wasn't on that type of timing. And a week went by and we decided to just kind of kick it, hang out, and one thing led to the next. I was like, wow, I really like her. So her and I came to the conclusion of like, okay, she had just got out of a really interesting bad relationship. I just got out of a really bad relationship, so emotionally we weren't really in a place to play games. So she was recommended that we have a 30-day contract where we would date each other for 30 days straight. Every single day we talked, we hung out, we went out to dinner, we really got to know each other. We would sit out, we'd go play pool on the weekdays, and we'll sit in the parking lot and talk for 40, 50 minutes to an hour, just talking. And throughout that process, and, I know a lot of men kind of could relate to this. Throughout that process, about 2 weeks in, we went to dinner. I never forget. It was at Rock Burger in downtown Las Olas. We went to dinner, and she's like, look, I really like you. I know it's only been 2 weeks, but I don't need another, 2 weeks to determine if I want to be with you or not. Right. And she's like, I want to be with you. And if we had to decide today, what would it be? And I'm going to be honest with you, fellas. I told her no. I was like, I'm out. Like, I'm not ready for a committed relationship right now. Like, I felt that she was the right person for me, but I wasn't in a place or a mindset to commit in a way that I know I needed to commit based on my superhero and how he did it. So at that dinner, I kind of said, hey, I'm done, getting ready to walk away. And she goes, that was great. You got it out your system. So let's sit down and talk this through. And we sat at dinner for another 35, 40 minutes. And she logistically kind of walked through the steps of, okay, why would you make this decision? What's the true reasoning behind it? And kind of find out it was just, I didn't feel I was ready for that level of commitment, but in actuality, I was. So from that conversation alone, kind of going back to like, I needed her to have that level of perspective in my life to be able to look at things differently than making an emotional decision or a decision that I may be afraid of, even though I know I need to, go down a certain path. So that was that contract really coming together, 30 days. And I know most people can't do that depending on their lifestyle and where they live, if they have like a distance relationship, etc. But that was our contract. It was a 30-day contract to determine whether or not I want to continue on this path of having a serious relationship, or we just cut ties and keep it moving.
That's interesting and very formal. Very formal. My boy see his relationships like a boardroom meeting, baby.
Man.
From now on, every night, I need them high heels. I need that negligee. please sign here and here, initial here and here, and it's going to be notarized by the. Yeah.
Now listen.
It's an interesting approach.
I did have some non-negotiables. I did have some non-negotiables.
I heard this story. Just give us one. I heard this story. That's why I'm quiet. So just go ahead and give us a non-negotiable.
Yeah, give us one of the non-negotiables.
I know it.
So,
I feel like I might have heard the story. But
yeah, you heard. I'm pretty sure you did. One of my non-negotiables was if we were to get married, she does not hyphen her name. She lose it all together. So she would drop her maiden name and she would take on my last name. That was number one. Number two was if we were to have a son, he has to be named after me. There was no question about it. I wouldn't even date her if she would say absolutely no.
Time out. So that is interesting that you just saying that. I thought your name was Kelly for the first 3 months that I knew you. You introduced yourself.
He would always say, "Please say the Kelly, bro."
Yeah, my name is Joe Kelly. Please say the Kelly. Dude loves his name, people. Oh my God, dude loves his name, bro. Dude loves his name.
Legacy, baby.
Oh man,
legacy.
Oh man.
And the third one was, and I only had three. The third one was, when the time came, for my mom to get ready to retire, she would move in with us. So we will have a life established to where, when my mom was ready, she had a space and a place, no matter where we were, that she would have the opportunity to move in with us, or, move in a tiny house on property or whatever that may be. And those are my three non-negotiables. She says, I have no problem with any of those. I said, great, let's do it. So that was that.
I'm gonna keep it real. Looking at your life now and now knowing about this contract, it's funny, and like people are gonna look at that like what, but like all you did was you wrote it down and made it plain like the Bible said. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's real talk. Like I get it. Like, but people talk it, but like y'all literally wrote it down, made it plain. And to see like that come together like it is now, because mom's just living with you. You know what I mean? And all of that. So I like it, man.
His firstborn son is the fourth.
Is the fourth. Yeah, all right. Got a whole trademark to it and everything. You know what I'm saying? All right, yeah. Yeah. If you would have made it to the pros or something like that, you'd be making people sign NDAs to come into your crib, I'm sure.
First of all, ain't nobody coming to my house in the first place. So that part. If they're not a part of this crew, I don't know who's coming. Anyhow, but I love the fact that we all, despite the circumstances today, right? We all went down the same path of what was important, right, to us and our relationships and our families. And I think that leads right into the next question. And I'm not going to go in order, so I'm